much, can't count all the ways I'd die for you, girl, and all they can say is, he's not your kind. They never get tired of putting me down, and I never know when I come around what I'm gonna find.
The Janine Turner
Don't
Show.
let them make up
I love this music. We're back for the Janine and Maureen LOL team. And Maureen picks all this music. She picks these fun little segments in this music, and all of it, she listed all online. It'll be updated, I guess, at the end of the day today. Oh, well, yeah, it'll be updated. Yeah. At the end of the day today, and it'll be at JanineTurner.com, and it has all the music that we play here on the show, and it makes an awesome playlist, and I call it Maureen's Playlist. How you have this knack for finding the right songs for these topics. It's just kind of like eerie. And we're back with Maureen, who's my friend of 27 years. She lives in Hollywood, and she writes screenplays and is a stand-up comedian. Welcome back, Maureen. So what's going on with this 54-year-old woman who looks 30? She was blasted online. What happened? See, since I'm 50, I want to know the story.
Okay. Well, and apparently the haters are coming, and so Kim Carrillo, she is 54 years old, and she penned an op-ed in the Daily Mail about what it's like to look 20 years younger, and so the piece attracted a lot of haters, but some supporters too. And so I guess what happened is she put basically about 1,500 words of her detailing her smooth face, athletic sex habits, and behind that's, quote, like two peaches in a handkerchief.
What?
Thank you.
What?
Thank
her behind is like...
Behind is like two peaches. These are her words.
Uh-huh.
Now, and the question is, she said her behind is like two peaches in a handkerchief. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, I guess that's the underwear. I guess the handkerchief is an underwear.
Too small, right? Isn't that too small? Don't people want a bigger butt?
Two peaches?
You know what? It's
weird.
To be beautiful, and confidence
is it fuzzy?
Thing.
Does that mean her bottom's fuzzy? A peach is fuzzy.
What is that? And let's, you know what? Confidence is one thing, but be beautiful. But you know what? Let someone else tell me that my butt is like two peaches in a handkerchief.
Yeah.
Don't
yeah,
let me
that's
tell you
very
that my butt
weird.
Is two peaches in a handkerchief. What? Let someone else tell me. I mean, yeah.
Hey, my bottom is like two peaches in a handkerchief.
Yeah, and so she pretty much gives you everything you need to know without even having to read the article, narcissist. But anyway. Yeah, it shows the attractive blonde woman who, to be fair, she does appear to look younger than her years. But again, let us tell you about the peach.
Yeah, well,
right?
but here's what I'm curious about. Did she have a bunch of plastic surgery to look 20 years younger, or she's giving her tips?
And granted, you know, she looks a little younger.
But you can't really tell photos anyway, because photos can be so retouched.
Yes, exactly. And God bless us one and all.
Who is this person, Kim Carrillo?
For that,
who is she?
And the take on that. But again, you know, me thinks that does protest too loudly about the peaches in the handkerchief.
Yeah, very, very strange. It just says, unbelievable truth that she has not, as everyone claims, she has not had any cosmetic enhancements. I'm looking here. Well, I do kind of want to know, what are her tips besides?
Well, we know something to do with the, it all comes down to, again, as she says, her behind. It's always about the behind people want to tell you about. Look at I know people who go, look, buns of steel. It's all about the buns of steel, the behind, isn't it? Everyone's obsessed with.
Yeah.
That movie where the guy is racing through the airport and he's rushing, and he runs through the gate, and the guy's like, what are you doing? He said, I've got to catch this woman. She's the love of my life. She means everything to me. I don't know if I can go on without her. And he looks right at her. He's the guard. And the big question is, does she have a great butt? And he goes,
what?
Yes. He goes, okay, go on through.
What? Where did you see this?
It was in a movie, and I'll never forget it. I go, what? Everyone.
Oh my gosh, how weird! But you know, I harken back. I encourage everyone. We talked about this last week, right? That a body that's like perfect, but the person inside feels insecure compared to a person next to them, or him or her, right? That has maybe not the perfect body, but exudes confidence, is going to be the one that people attract. Because really, bottom line is, no pun intended. But the bottom line is that you can be attracted to someone that looks perfect, but if they're neurotic as all get out inside, I mean, they're gonna be like, "See you later, babe." So it has to be sort of an inside job. And I just watch. It's interesting to people watch, right? I watch. Men and women walk who might not have the perfect bodies, but they are so confident. They're like, "Watch me," and even they may even have a big behind and it's going boom, 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 but they're like, I am too sexy for my boots.
And proud of it.
Yeah, and then people kind of look and you go, wow, so it's really not about this perfect. No. Well, I don't think we need to have behinds the size of peaches.
I remember there was this young guy at the store, and I was with my girlfriend, and the guy came up to me, and he was chatting, and I thought, oh, great, he just wanted some information and whatnot, and I gave it to him, and we were on our way, and she turned around, she looked right at me, and she goes, you know what? You were just cougarized. So,
what does that mean?
I think it means that if you're an older woman, and this kid was in his 20s, and I said, what does that mean? It's apparently the new trendy thing for these kids to, I guess, hit on, women who just a tad older than 20.
Yeah, right. You were just, well, you do have quite, you are very fit. I mean, you could hold up against this 30-year-old here easy, Maureen. So maybe you should go get famous real quick. Just why don't you do this? You be the American version.
Okay,
you could just,
there we go.
There you go. But don't say my bottom looks like peach fuzz.
Sign in online and tell me that my rear is like two peaches in a handkerchief, which, quite frankly, I don't know.
No, it's got to be
that.
It's got to be. You'll come up with something better with that. Okay, here's our constitutional quiz of the day for the people that are listening.
Yes, we'll segue right there.
We're segueing from Peach Fuzz to, did the United States formally declare war in Korea, Vietnam, and Iraq? Now, this came up recently because of Syria and everyone wanting to, whether the president was going to go in or not into Syria, and the whole different trains of thought about Congress declares war, and then when you do the history, it's really interesting to learn about Korea, Vietnam, and Iraq. Okay, you ready for the answer?
Okay.
Here's the question again: did the United States formally declare war in Korea, Vietnam, and Iraq? And the answer is no. And this is the sneaky thing. This is what I believe is a sneaky thing of the executive branch, misinterpreting and people misinterpreting what the Constitution really says. Is the Constitution is supposed to declare the war, and then the president is the commander in chief. But there are a lot of different thought theories on this. But anyway, the answer to this particular question is: did the United States formally declare war in Korea, Vietnam, and Iraq? No, the United States has not formally declared war since 1943. President Harry Truman sent U.S. troops to Korea to support the United Nations efforts there. President Lyndon Johnson sent troops into combat in Vietnam under the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution, by which Congress authorized him to take all necessary measures to repel an armed attack on U.S. military personnel stationed there. And a congressional resolution also authorized President George W. Bush to send troops to invade and defeat Iraq and topple the regime of Saddam Hussein. So Bush did go to Congress, but it wasn't an official declaration of war. He got congressional approval, but it was a resolution, not official declaration of war. So I find that to be really, really interesting. The last formally declared war was 1943. So Truman sent into Korea and Johnson into Vietnam, and then Bush and Iraq, all under different types. They all found their way to get in there. And that's where I think it's kind of dangerous. Other than Bush, who did get some congressional approval and the UN approval. But they kind of go, oh, let's go in and support those United Nations efforts, or let's go in on the Gulf of Tonkin resolution and help repel an armed attack. And then boom, we're in war. So wasn't that interesting?
What was the Gulf of Tonkin resolution?
No clue.
Okay.
I have no clue what the Gulf of Tonkin resolution was. Yeah, no clue.
I'll just quote Brian Regan, my comic friend.
Well, I guess it makes sense. I guess it says here they sent troops into combat in Vietnam under the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution. So I guess by which Congress authorized him to take all necessary measures to repel an armed attack on U.S. military personnel stationed there. So I guess the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution was the resolution that Congress passed to authorize Johnson to send troops into Vietnam to repel the armed attack on the U.S. military personnel stationed there. So I answered the question. Yeehaw.
Touche. Look at that. We've all learned something here today.